Church, I am going through these hot topics. Prince William allegedly cheating on Kate, Draya out here dating children, the government trying to ban TikTok. It's all too much. This is the Going Through podcast. To all my returning church members, baby, welcomes. And to all my new people, please, baby, please, make sure to smash that subscribe button and to also click that bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now, I am not going to drag this thing out. I think it's time for a royal update. Church, I don't cover the royals very often, but this whole Princess Kate situation has me a bit perplexed, okay? Now, the palace has said that she's recovering from abdominal surgery. The blogs have said it's everything from the lady getting a BBL to she had a psychotic break. My personal theory is that this ain't nothing but a little, mommy makeover. And when mama found out that Charles' reign may not be long no way, she said, let me hurry up and get this little piece of nip tuck while I ain't in the top queen spot yet, okay? But a newly resurfaced rumor has come up, and it has people looking at the royal family like history is fitting to repeat itself. Now this church is Lady Rose Hanbury, and she's William's alleged mistress, and apparently she's been in William and Kate's orbit for years. Now there's some sort of speculation that there may have been a fallout between the three over the rumors of infidelity, but nothing concrete has ever been proven. And if she is William's alleged mistress, it's a fool, because she got a husband and 3 kids of her own. But I guess this wouldn't be the first time that a royal let, something trivial like a spouse and some kids get in the way of their fun. Personally, I'm not going to believe the rumors of cheatation until a reputable source corroborates the story. And I truly hope it's not true, because given everything that happened with Princess Diana, I would hope that William wouldn't do to Kate what Charles did to Diana. In the eternal words of the world, if we do not learn from the past, we are destined to repeat it. So I'm just going to hold out hope that this ain't nothing but a little piece of mommy makeover. Now y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this situation, and we'll talk later. Now, I have never watched one episode of Basketball Wives. I don't know who Draya is outside of being a socialite, but the streets say that she's pregnant by a 22-year-old basketball player who happens to be the same age as her son. Do tell. Church, in the eternal words of Iyanla Vanzant, we date on the level of our self-esteem. So for 39-year-old Draya to be not only dating but having a baby with 22-year-old Jalen Green, it either means one of two things. Either number 1, her self-esteem is very low, or number 2, mama is working on her retirement plan, okay? Church, say hello to her traditional and Roth 401k plans all in one young, dumb, and full of, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about package, okay? And something tells me it's much easier to finesse money out of a young millionaire than one your own age who's on to you and all of your reindeer tricks. Now, church, we cannot have this conversation without talking about, the predatory aspect of this relationship. But however, when it was Al Pacino, the lion's share of people ain't had boo to say about the damn situation. So if we gonna preach equality, then let us all truly be equal. I ain't saying it's right, okay, by any stretch of the imagination. But as far as I'm concerned, if you gonna go into a situation of legal age with both eyes and both nostrils open, then whatever you get is your ass, Mr. Postman. But the only thing that I cannot explain away, all right? The only thing that I cannot explain away is what does this do to her 22-year-old son, okay? What does this do to him? Because think about it, all right? If your job as a parent is to protect your child from the harms of life, okay? And God knows they're gonna, befall a lot of harms in this life, some of which you can't protect them from, okay? But if your job as a parent is to protect your child from the harms of life that you can, why would you literally add to their plate, okay? Because what does it do to your 22-year-old son to know that his mama is not only dating, but having a baby with somebody his own age? And God forbid she goes and marries this man. How much therapy do you need when your new stepdaddy is your own same damn age, okay? Look, in the eternal words of the world, y'all, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Now, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this situation, and we'll talk later. And last but not least, in terms of these hot topics, y'all know that TikTok is one of my most successful platforms as far as this social media game goes. And now the government is trying to shut it down and mess with my money. Let's get into it. Church, now y'all know I normally don't hop into the political conversations, okay? But when I found out that my coins may be at risk, I said, okay, hell, what is my congressman name and number? What is their email address? Who do I need to talk to? All right. Now, for all of y'all that had lives and couldn't keep up, the House has passed a bill that could eventually lead to TikTok being banned in the United States. Okay. Now, it still has to go to the Senate and get signed by President Biden, but he said that if it crosses his desk, he fitting sign it. Now, the issue on hand here, y'all, is that they're saying that TikTok poses a national security risk because the Chinese government could use its, intelligence powers to force ByteDance, which is the company that owns TikTok, to turn over U.S. app users' data. All right. And what they want is TikTok to basically sell off or divest the U.S. portion of the business to a company that's American so that the government can control the data instead of a foreign power being able to control it. All right. Now, in terms of what I think, y'all, look. No, I don't want the Chinese government to have my data, but I also don't want American companies to have my data as well, all right? But it seems like as long as, it's U.S. controlled and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google, YouTube controlling your data up, down, around, and even sideways is fine. If the actual issue here, okay, and the actual problem at hand is national security, right, and they don't want people to have the data, then let what's good for the goose be good for the gander, okay? How about nobody have the damn data, okay? Because when you can have a 30-second conversation with your mama about Philadelphia cheesesteaks and 5 minutes later open up Google and the first damn thing on the page before you even type in anything is Philadelphia cheesesteaks, is the problem truly international or is it right here domestic at home? Now, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this situation, and we'll talk later. Now, for our What You Going Through segment, church, first and foremost, what you going through? Drop down in the comments and let me know, and maybe that'll inspire a future show. As for me, today I'm actually going through support. And when I say support, I mean support of my friends, okay? So quick story time. I've had a friend that I've known for about, I'd say 5 to 7 years, and I met them, as part of the gay lifestyle. We met, we became friends. I've known him for years. We go out karaoke bars. We have a love of music, a love of the drama that dating in the DMV in terms of our the area that we live in entails, and various other stuff in terms of what friendships are built on, right? So we go out from time to time, and over the weekend we went out to a concert. And before we went out to the concert, we went out to a restaurant beforehand just to catch up because I hadn't seen him in person in so long, and he wanted to know about my life, I wanted to know about his life, and on and so forth. So as I'm asking him about, his musical aspirations, because he, sings on the side, he says that he wants to move from R&B to a more gospel sound, okay? And so in my mind, I'm thinking, as a gay man going into gospel music, why would you kind of sign up for all of the vitriol that could potentially come with that lane, right? And so, as usual, I tried to play devil's advocate, and he said some words that shocked me, and he said, "Oh, I'm not gay anymore." Now that blew my mind, church. That emoji when it's just like the head exploding? That's basically what it was. Because in that moment, after a while of being friends with somebody, you think you know them, okay? You think you know the ins and the outs. Yeah, things happen. Yeah, drama occurs. But for the most part, you think that you know your friends. Now, when your friend completely switches up the game, what do you do in that moment? Do you show support? Do you kind of question the situation? Do you call it disingenuous? Do you make it about you? And what I decided to do was, I was like, you know what? If I can have a community of people support me as I came out, then why can't he have the same thing when he came in? Okay. And I don't mean to make it, comedic or whatever, but that's like my natural inclination. But he should have the same support coming in as I did coming out. And, it's very important to support your friends. Life is hard as it is, all right? And if you have a situation or a transition rather in your life that will make things more palatable, more, fun inducing, more worthwhile in terms of a lifestyle for you, then I support you in that. All right. I'm that type of friend. I'm always going to support you 100%, though I'm going to give you my opinion. Right. And in terms of my opinion, y'all, I understand under the LGBTQ plus umbrella, there's lots of stuff, right? And there's an element of bisexuality to it. Now, while I understand in bisexuality, you can be with a man one day, you could want to be with a woman the next, so on and so forth. I never met him as a bisexual man, though. I met him as a gay man. So that's the only rub I was having. But you know what? Under the rainbow umbrella, everybody can do whatever the hell they want. You can curate and create your life any way, shape, or form you see fit. And I'm okay with all sides of that coin. But my question was, is it going to bring us together or is it going to tear us apart, right? Because clearly I have straight friends, I have gay friends, but I've never had a friend that's kind of like switch sides in the midst of it, right? So will it bring us together in terms of my support for him? Will it tear us apart because I still represent somebody that's living in a lifestyle that he has, delivered himself from, if that makes sense? So I was wondering about that, definitely in particular. And also along the lines of, transparency, my whole thing about life is I never want to trick somebody. And that's why I never tried to purport myself as being a straight person, because the last thing I wanted to do was trick someone's daughter into some sort of sham life, okay? But if he finds, because he says he wants the wife, the 2.5 kids, the picket fence, the house, the dog, etc. If that's what he wants and he finds somebody that's on his same page, that, resonates with his story, that, is fully knowledgeable in his past, what that entails and who he's trying to be going forward, then if you go into a situation with clarity, I think whatever you get out of it is what you get out of it. So as long as there's no trickiation of the situation, I ain't got no problems with it. But, like I said before, life is hard as it is. And, whether you're a friend of someone that's making some sort of transition or going through some sort of drama, you are going to have ebbs and flows in relationships. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have sunshine and rain. You're going to have drama and peace. All right. So whatever it is, if you are truly friends and the relationship was built on a standard, stable ground, you can basically weather any storm or weather any situation together, provided that the friendship is strong. So I truly hope that it's a situation that brings us closer together as he, goes through this transitional period in his life and finds out, what life holds for him in this new vein that he's in, right? So y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this situation. Have you had a friend that has had some sort of grand reinvention and you have to feel, or you have to decide how you feel about it and also how to best support that person? Drop down in the comments and let me know. But y'all, I think that's really all I want to cover on this episode of the Going Through podcast. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DatDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with the ever eternal words of LaToya Luckett. Put me in the trunk, Jesus, and help me not to block my own blessings. I'll go through with y'all again next week. Bye.